Hey, welcome back to my channel, and today I have another sketchbook tour. I know it's super soon, right after the other sketchbook tour, but I had that sketchbook a while back and I've been working on this current one that I'm going to show you that I just finished. I know what you're thinking, a sketchbook tour, but nobody actually watches your videos. I know. Also, for some reason, I was really wanting to make a video right now. Probably because it's finally starting to cool down here in LA. Like, it actually didn't hit 80 degrees, which was amazing. I hate the sun. But anyway, let's get to it. My first Moleskine sketchbook. I was so excited when I got this. So I started right in the midst of Mermaid. This is dated May 3rd. And so I tried my hand at mermaids, and this was my first watercolor sketch thing, other than in my old sketchbook. I mean, like a actual watercolor piece that I was kind of proud of, so yeah. Another mermaid comic. A catfish is just a slippery cat, and it's the catfish hitting the oyster off the table. I thought it was funny. She is definitely one of my favorite mermaids. I really like mean, bitchy mermaids, you know, the sirens. I like the ones that lure men to their death. Ugh, what a catch I am. But I really liked the way she turned out. I used a little bit of watercolor on her to like add some shading and everything, and I loved just everything about the way she turned out. I was really happy with this piece, and I turned her into a digital painting, and now she's the wallpaper on my phone. This is a cafe that I used to go blues dancing and swing dancing at a lot in Colorado. It was called the Mercury Cafe, so if you're ever in Denver, be sure to drop by here, because it's a really great place. I just got these Artist Loft dual tip markers, and I really wanted gray tones. I really wanted gray tones, and they were alcohol based. I was looking for a good font for somebody's commission. Some owl sketches. My siren again. I just couldn't get the hand, and I never came back to it. So another mermaid piece. It was kind of the concept of not all mermaids live in the ocean, so I had like a swamp mermaid. I was kind of thinking like Louisiana type of thing. This is a street in LA. I was visiting Alex, and we were eating Philly cheesesteaks. I made him sit there bored on his phone. He's so patient. While I drew the street behind him. There's Alex at a tea place that I decided to make him bored, and there he is on his phone, waiting for me to get done drawing him. Nothing Bundt cakes. I don't know if this is just a Colorado thing, but I love their cakes. They're so good. This is a sketch of my boots with the knife in them, and this quote that I found probably on like Pinterest or something. If I don't know what to draw, I usually just pick a quote and go with it from there. I really want to draw a flower crown and like some braids. It came out okay. I mean, this was a scrawler box. My first ever scrawler box, and the challenge was write scrawler box. This was the write scrawler box. This is my tester page. Another quote. What do I say about this? I was at a dinner with a couple coworkers, with one of the coworkers' families, and one of my other coworkers, Paul, was sitting next to me, and so we just decided to play a game for a little bit, and we would cover it, the top or the bottom half, and he would draw the head and I drew the body in this one, and then we switched and he drew the body and I drew the head, and then you reveal it to see what both of you did. This is me designing a tattoo for my best friend. Right before I left, she wanted to get best friend tattoos, and we came up with the fantastic idea of designing a tattoo for each other, but we didn't know what the tattoo was until it was inked permanently on our bodies. Wonderful. It actually went out really well. I ended up choosing this one, and I put it right over the top of her foot because I'm an evil person. It's for all of the 10 years of the bullshit you put me through, Lindsay. Anyway, she chose a ampersand and made it look really neat, and it's right above my ankle, and I loved it. So I was really nervous because it's a lot bigger than I thought it was gonna be, but I'm in love with the tattoo right now, so. And it reminds me of her all the time, keeps her close to me since I'm so far away from her right now. This was my brush pen that I got from that scrawler box. This is my first brush pen, and I'm in love with it. I don't know, it was creepy. This was just an owl I found. Alex and I drove from Colorado to New Mexico to visit his family to California, and this is one of the things I did while I was visiting them. I was out for lunch with my mom. I was at a hookah bar trying to sketch somebody, and he caught me, so I stopped, and that's why he has no face. This is Alex's drawing of me. This is Rebecca, one of his family friends. On our way from New Mexico to California, you have to drive through Arizona. We got stranded because it got so hot. My car kept overheating, so we got stopped in Kingman, Arizona, and it was like 110 or something. It was just miserable. And we stopped in this park to take a nap or whatever, try to pass by the 5 hours. And this is kind of this little house and some mountains. This was just me messing around with those markers that they had given me in the scrawler box. There's profanity here. Thanks to Alex. We did one of those, you draw the top half, I'll draw the bottom, and let's just say he drew a real dickhead. This is Morning Dew by Alex, and he designed this beautiful dress. This was one of the first weeks, I want to say, first 1 or 2 weeks in LA, and summer had just arrived, so I was really excited to actually check out the beaches. I mean, you're in Colorado and you're around all those mountains, you're not really near any beaches. This is my friend Molly. I tried really hard to do like a likeness of her. I don't think it turned out bad, I just don't think it turned out exactly like her, but still cute, so If you're gonna test my waters, you better know how to swim. And she's based off of my friend Megan. My friend Megan's this very strong and independent, very, you better know who you're talking to type of chick. And she'd totally be this kind of mermaid, some Pokemons. This is a very awful sketch of Alex playing guitar and some writings. There's some people that I saw waiting around on the plane and a lot of squids. This is my view. Going back to California. Some doodles and another scrawler box. Some awful doodles, another awful doodle of Alex. And my guitar made out of some scribbles here. This is my favorite page. Obviously, both of these of which I have made speed paints of, so I will link those. I changed the flowers on this one. These flowers actually Alex had bought for me, and I just started using my new watercolor kit I had been gifted by my mom for my birthday, and I was just working with the colors, and then I drew a skull around it, and I liked how it looked like it was growing out of the eyes. These markers were gifted to me as well from my mom for my birthday, and they were gray markers, gray tones, and they were all water-based, and I was excited, and I didn't know what to make, so I tried to go with the rose, and I started out just like using the markers. I really hated it, and I didn't want to keep going, and I just wanted to like try something else, but then I was like, you know what, stick through it and try, and if it turns out horrible, like, oh well, it was already horrible. And I actually don't hate it. Moral of the story, if you're starting on something and it doesn't look quite right first, keep going. You'll probably learn something, and just keep going and stick with it, and maybe it'll come out better than you think. My yoga skeleton. This arch was just, I love it. I loved it so much. And I have a speed paint of this as well on my YouTube. See, I share a lot with you people. But I was playing with some watercolors and splattering and things like that. There's a cat with some coffee and books. This was a first attempt at designing a roughed draft for a tattoo so that they could give the rough sketch to a tattoo artist and then work off of that. This one. For my birthday, Alex took me to the LACMA. Just so happened to have the Guillermo del Toro exhibit there at Home with Monsters. Dark and like very classic horror type of guy. So if you don't really know who he is and you kind of like that kind of stuff, look him up. So cool. His whole exhibit was amazing. It was all this dark Frankenstein, Hellboy, alien, just like twisted creature type of things, and it was just wonderful. In there they had this chair, and it was just this very elaborate old chair. I don't know, but it was neat to draw some doodles and writing. This is a Metro thing. I started doing this on my way to work. I had Alex draw some people. This guy, I really liked this guy. I liked how he turned out. He was my favorite one so far. I'm not sure why, but I had to draw Praying Mantis. May or may not make this into a finished piece in the near future. I had someone recently tell me that if it was on a t-shirt, they would instantly buy it, and a couple people agreed, so why not? If you like my art, I I will make that available. More of the tattoo drawings. For some reason, when I turned the robe into a cape, the arm became a tiny person arm and compared to the proportions of the rest of the skeleton. I couldn't do it, and it took me like 2.5 weeks to even finish a sketch for this guy, and I felt so bad. I'm sorry, Jeremy. This is the finished piece of Jeremy's sketch that I did for him. I decided to go bold and use my brush pen and get excited. I actually like this one. I like this one a lot. It was like the day before I had to use my brush pen, and I had to hatch and just doodle a little black cat in the graveyard with a pumpkin, creepy owl, and a mausoleum, and Egon pose, sad tombstone. You know, that's nothing what it looks like in real life. Some Mary Doodle's demon inspired doodles. I wanted to write something here, or like do something, but I didn't know what, so. These two guys were at my job while it was slow, so pulled out my sketchbook and I creeped on them. This is an unfinished sketch of when Alex and I went on this date. Even though both of us were sick, we decided to go out on a date still. And there's this place called Teapot, and it's really close to us, and I really like that place. They have amazing tea. But outside on their little backyard patio thingy, there's this cute little picture of these two chairs, and they have cups and coffee cups and teacups hanging from the wall. I just love it. I'm sure if I like watercolored it or something, added more to it, it'd look way better. That is it. I have nothing else to show in this one. I hope you enjoyed this sketchbook tour. In the meantime, until I'm filling up another sketchbook, I will keep trying to post all of my Inktober, all the ones that I get time to record and upload. But until then, you guys be kind to each other, and you be you.